good afternoon, good morning pala before lunch. So, I hope I can make justice to your introduction, thank you, ma'am. And thank you for having me here. Congratulations, Cap, on your 22nd anniversary. So, congratulations. Today is a very recent time because this week is a celebration of World Food Safety Week. So, dun sa mga advanced na in terms of global standards and certification, ngayon pong week na ito is a celebration of Global Food Safety Week. So, when I was approached to speak for today's event by Ma'am Josie, my first question is the theme, and the next question is, who are my attendees? Sino yung mga audience ko? Because for today's theme, on cold chain operations, vital link to food security, I am so excited because at last, after Sir Pamintuan, I like your topic kanina because I will continue digging on that. Okay, coming from private sector. After 2.5 decades of promoting and campaigning the value and impact to business of food safety and quality, today I will speak of how global food safety and quality standards can be effectively implemented and what are the best practice approach to cold chain players. It's specific to the cycle of campaigning end-to-end compliance and culture and food safety and quality for many years. Now at last, I am talking to the last chunk, but equally significant players in supply chain, the cold chain organization. Kayo po yun. You in particular present in this room, the CEOs, the top management representative that ensures that all the food items that you receive in your warehouses or distribution center shall maintain the same level of organoleptic profile or same product stability and how you receive, kept, and dispatch the items without any food risk and without delay as context of service quality in cold chain operations. So, let's go back to history. 20 years ago, nagtrabaho naman po si food sectors. Nandiyan nga si Napampi, matagal na eh. Nagtrabaho po si food sectors, si source, manufacturing, did a lot of work na on food safety and quality. Nagkaroon na ng DA, actually 2005, nagkaroon na ng Department of Agriculture Effective Implementation and Food Safety. Tanda-tanda ko yun, babata pa ako noon, that was 25 years ago. Kasama pa ako sa mga technical sessions para lumabas ang Republic Act Law ng 2011. So yan yung mga moment ni Angara. We really do a lot of, brainstorming, using our brain cells, no? The scientific brain cells, and how to really intervene the need of the market specific to compliance. Because sadly speaking, kung hindi dinidictate ng private sectors, you will not comply. Tama? Can I say a yes on that? Hindi magigising ang natutulog natin due diligence, social responsibility, because absent yung customer requirement. Kung walang customer requirement, hindi kayo agad mag-comply. It's dictated by your client because today, recent time, no certification, no ISO certification, no deal. The group that I've known here, familiar faces, I've been accrediting a lot of distribution centers in 2017 to supply to the biggest local multinational. Hindi ko na i-mention, alam naman natin lahat, di ba? Masarap naman yung mga product, di ba? So, hindi sila makakapasok sa local multinational na yan na ang global presence ay talagang nasa US, nasa United Kingdom, nasa Europe. Kung hindi sila papasa sa accreditation requirement na ang parameters is compliance to quality and food safety. So, nandyan sila, nakikita mo sila, mga naka-blue, matatangkad, nasa bababayhoy. So, nandyan sila. So, it's dictated by client. Konti na lang yung regulatory requirements dictate. In 2005, kaya lang din nakikinig ng regulatory requirements is because of the NMIS meat inspection certificate si cold storage. Tama, Jeff? Rio? Hindi ka makakagalaw, you cannot transport dispatcher item kung wala kang MIC. So it's again a regulatory requirements kasi hindi ka papayagang tumawid without MIC or meat inspection certificate from the DA. In fact, tama yung ginawa na DA na yun. To trigger that is to control the movement. So, isang initiative yon na effectively, the cold chain operators, because, or the meat establishment in general, magkukumply siya because of the business impact, but not because of the social responsibility, because to them, it's cost. Tama? So today, tama ba, sir? Nakakakita ko ng oo. Kasi parang gusto ko kayo lahat nakatingin sa akin, looking at my presentation. Sayang kasi yung araw na to. Okay? So, matagal na, no? History check tayo. Ito ha, medyo gising ulit kayo ng konti. In 1995 to 2000, there was this launch of awareness to quality for manufacturing industries. Quality Management System, or ISO 9000, became the basis of advanced quality compliance. Multinational specific requirements and sector regulation requirements launched the Food Safety Basics in 2000, where GMP, or Good Manufacturing Practices, became the highest compliance for facility, hygiene, and sanitation. Then it evolved year on year. Specific to cold chain operations, medyo, yun nga, regulatory dictated, sumasabay naman tayo. Pero, reflection ha, during the audit, pag may regulations, ang dami nating nagiging doktor. Yung tipong ang records natin, up 37.5 degrees Celsius. Mainit-init pa, lumalabas sa printer nyo. Tama? Nakaka-relate? Audit eh. Kung ako ang tatanungin nyo as a practitioner, ma'am, tama ba yun o hindi? Ano kaya sagot ko? Sir, ganda na sa'yo, hindi. 25 years ago, ako, tawag dyan, expert ako, hindi. Hindi ko yan papayagan. But come to think of it, I lived up to that kind of frustration. So I have to understand, bakit ba kailangan gawin yun ng mga dikta ng mga may-ari? O sige, mag-doktor kayo kasi we need to pass the audit. I'll call it, para naman hindi ako kagalitan ng mga mayayamang negosyante dito. Survival phase. You need to survive the audit in order to continue your business. Tama? Pero, tapos na po tayo sa survival phase. 24 years ago yun. Nandito na tayo sa after pandemic, nakasurvive na. So let's attack ang due diligence and social responsibility. Because food safety now is becoming the basis of compliance. And not only food safety, GMP has it, that's outdated today. It's now the version of Food Safety System Certification 6.0 that was launched last April 1, 2024. Now to my first presentation, my dear. This is my clicker. Okay. Dahil negosyante ang mga audience, did you know that food safety is an economic development issue? That food safety is a human rights? And that foodborne illness affects 275 million Asians, of which, balik natin, 225,000 die each year. Ganon po ang impact ng food safety concern sa atin. Ano yung mga foodborne illnesses? Maduming facility, tinamaan ng E. coli, salmonella, nireceive nyo, pinroduce na hindi nahuhugasan, hindi na-chlorinate ang itlog, niluto at 65 degrees Celsius, not 70 degrees Celsius, tinamaan ng food poisoning. Suka, sorry magla-lunch, suka and release of that bad smell, and it could cost them 225 die each year for that foodborne illnesses. That's why I say it's a human rights, and it causes business disruption. And foodborne disease in APAC, according to World Health Organization and World Bank, is estimated productivity loss of over $100 billion. Mahina yung bagay. Okay. Food crimes is expected to be increasing at about 12 billion a year. Ano yung food crime? This is a typical food fraud example. Di ba? May fraud na ngayon, hindi na lang yung mga kung ano-ano, but there is food fraud. Dahil nasa Palawan tayo, I think, specific for instance to Dalagang Bukid, when you color your Dalagang Bukid to something na mero-mero reddish to revive the freshness, that is food crime. When you color your apple, look at my presentation, it's very colorful, to make it so much crunchy, sweet, pero pag kinagat mo, mayapa. Because you put a colorant to it, that is another food crime, that is another food fraud. When you speak of papaya seed, DA, you mix it with your ground pepper, and naging mukha siyang ground pepper, you declare is at 100% ground pepper. Is that true or false? That is an issue of food fraud. Another weight enhancer, the very typical melamine. Na bata pa ako, naging issue na yan, di ba? Bata pa kayong lahat. Melamine in milk that causes cancer-causing disease. It's an enhancer as well. That is again food fraud. And ano pa ba? I will not mention the brand, but when you dilute your acetic acid, nomenclature, terminology for sukang puti, I will not mention the brand, I just mention the sukang puti. When you dilute it with water, and you declare it as pure, as 99.9% acetic acid or citrus acid or composition, and let it to make it suka, but you dilute it with water, that is another fraud. That is, by context, then you add dilution. You're trying to enhance the volume of your content para maibenta mo ng mahal. Diba? Ganun naman ang ginagawa diba? Pero sana hindi ganun. So, marami ng mga ganyan pa. You can even download yung mga issues of food fraud worldwide. Marami kayong makikita na cases. The kape, when you dilute it with your coffee hull, hindi naman halata, di ba sir? Pag giniling, mabango rin kasi mabango yung aroma ng kape. That's still coffee. That is fraud because may coffee hull. And a typical, for instance, longganisa or meat processing business, you have this, gusto ko ng konti, ang grupo ng lumaan accredited ha. When you mix your bone dust, alam mo yung mga sa meat retail shop, yung mga pinagigilingan, di ba, sawdust, di ba tumatapon lang yun sa tabi? They mix it with giniling, and wow, how much is the price of giniling? And 30% of that is bone dust. The way to verify it, because in recent time na tayo, 2024, paano po ba't namin ma-check na? Gentlemen, is kapag sumabit sa lalamunan nyo, yung longganisa, that has a mixture of that particulate particle like bone dust. Tama ba? Agree? Ang dami yung oo ha. Ba't nawala ulit? I-reset natin. Parang ayaw nung topic ko, no? Paano sir yun? Saglit lang. Tingin ko maganda naman yung topic ko, no? Because I have to research, being my profession, I have to research my audience. Kasi 11:30, nakakaantok yan, bukod sa nakakagutom. So I need to feed you with this knowledge. Para konti na lang later ang kain. Food recall is very expensive. Kapag na-recallan kayo ng isang foodborne illnesses, food recall pag nakamatay syempre brand reputation. May kasalanan din si cold chain kapag ang isang meat retail operations nagkaroon ng recall. Bakit? Sa upstream traceability ng food safety at saka sa downstream traceability ng food safety. Makikita yan. End-to-end approach ng farm to plate, nasa gitna kayo So pag nag-food recall, magcha-charge dyan pabalik ang inyong client. Kasi kaya kasama kayo sa root cause investigation. Pag nagkaroon kayo ng temperature fluctuation, nagpapatay kayo ng madaling araw, tapos may ice crystallization, magiging freeze-to-freeze ang product, magkakaroon ng crystallize, magiging greening, mag-smelly, mabaho. I-charge yan sa inyong lahat ng client nyo. Madaling gumawa ng objective evidence. Diba? That's why food recall is expensive. And it eats up 5% of total marketing budget in one recall to recover the brand damage. That is why it's very, very important to have this evolution, no? Kaya sobrang nagustuhan ko yung invite sa akin nung nag-invite. Kasi iniintay ko itong matagal. I've been doing a lot of lectures sa iba-ibang lugar specific to food safety and quality. Never ko na-touch itong ganitong grupo. So, mag-send sa akin ng invite. So, I love this. Because this is the last chunk that is significant in terms of equal significant in terms of food safety and quality to end-to-end supply chain. So, let us see how aggressive the journey of food safety standards. Sabi ko nga, noong 2005, yung 37.5 journey natin, maraming nagiging doktor during the audit para makapasa, the survival phase happened sa GMP sa 2005. Hindi pa talaga alam ang protocol. Tama, Sir Pamintuan, no? Wala namang nagdidikta, di ba? Sasabihin lang ng iba, mag-implement kayo, pero walang support system. Because the best way to effectively implement a basic system is if you have organizational knowledge. Tama? Kasi you cannot do it effectively kung hindi mo siya alam. Paano mo gagawin ang isang bagay na hindi mo alam? So pag hindi mo alam, nagpapanggap ka lang. And that is prone to error. Diba? So, aminin na hindi alam para malaman, because the more you know, the more you do not know, mas marami kang matatanong, maaalam, makikitang ibang perspective pag meron kang organizational knowledge. Kaya in 2005, bumulaga si GMP. That's the prerequisite program. Ano ang ibig sabihin? Basic. Hindi ka pwedeng maglagay ng cold storage sa isang area na subject to flooding. Di ba, sir? Because of cross-contamination, because of the details on hygiene and sanitation, pest control, pina-flood, may daga, di tatawagin mo si Rentokil. Gastos ka agad, sabi ng may-ari, di ba? So, kung una mo gagawin before, pipili ka ng pagdalagyan ng facility mo that is not subject to flooding. Mabilis naman, di ba? Ang dali lang, di ba? Then, come the documented approach. Kasi GMP is basic self-discipline naman Diba? Ano ba naman yung tao mo maligo araw-araw? Tama? Ano ba naman yung tao mo pagpasok, malinis ang buko? Walang manicure, walang pedicure. Naligo, diba? Habit. Tapos, malinis yung thermal jacket. May bota. Ngayon, magre-reklamo yung tao. Kasi pag nag-o-audit ako, auditor po ako, dami kong pinagdaanan. Bago maging ganito, kadami akong ma-share sa inyo, no? So, magre-reklamo ang tao. Walang paglalagyan ng bota. So, bibili ang may-ari ng locker. Nung una, salary deduction. Di ba, mga cold chain? Tama? Salary deduction, pag nasira mo ang bota mo, charge sa'yo. Ngayon, wag naman. Dapat hindi na salary deduction. Part and parcel of the compliance requirements to to food safety and quality. O, di ba? Tingin ko na wala na yung salary deduction sa mga bota at sa mga thermal jacket eh. Pumalit kanya-kanyang bili. Pumalit kanya-kanyang bili, di ba? Di ba? Which is, tama ba? That is part and parcel of the context of the business to ensure food hygiene and sanitation. Ano? Shoulderin nyo na. Kasi that is part and parcel of the business requirement. Providing hygienic facility, supporting people specific to promotion of hygiene and sanitation by giving them correct PPEs. Tapos, i-maintain nyo. Kaya na rin na mag-maintain ng hygiene and sanitation doon. Then, come hasid. Siyempre, alam na natin yung GMP. Marunong na tayong magsumunod, maghugas ng kamay, using 30 seconds, happy birthday to you. Di ba? Yan yung mga noon. So, i-document na. Marami nang gumraduate 25 years ago ng mga practitioner ng quality. Di ba? Noon kasi kukunti lang talaga kumukuha ng course ng technical. So, dumami na ang mga kimiko, dumami na ang mga food tech. Ang dami na ngayon naging QA practitioner. Salamat sa technical session namin noon with Amgara na kailangan lagyan ng diin ang food safety law. So, dumami na yung mga food safety. Nakaka-hire na kayo ng mga food tech, diba, ma'am? Marami kayong food tech. Tapos, kasi para mag-hasid. Realization-wise, hindi rin ready yung mga hire na na-hire ko noon sa requirement ng standards. Pag tinanong mo sa interview, marunong ka bang mag-hasid? No, ma'am. 1 to 10, ano ang knowledge mo? 0, ma'am. Ma'am, pero pag hinire mo ako, I tell you, magiging 10 ako sa hasid. Hina-hire ko yung ganun. I'm giving the opportunity to make sure na ma-develop ko siya. Sinusunggaban ko yun. As long as, syempre, kita ko din na 1.0, 1.25 naman yung score niya sa university. Para ang dali ng turuan. Kasi yung mga knowledge ang importante. Kung walang organizational knowledge na magtuturo, kahit naman gusto nyo magturo, paano kayo magtuturo, di ba? Step 1 is the organizational knowledge. So, dumating na si Hasi. Total po, 40 mo naman yan. Tama? Lalo yung mga sales rep, kuha ng client. Kapag tinanong ng client kung marunong na may system in place, yes, meron, alam namin lahat, offering all the moon. Pagbalik sa planta, ipapagawa sa isang QA. Tama, sir? Tama? So, gagawin naman ang QA. Para gawin, di ba, sir? At alam mo nyo ba, sa mga practitioner scientists, yan naman ang competitive advantage namin. We're the book of that food safety eh. Siyempre, kahit medyo kaya mong ilabas yung totoo ka, hindi mo kailangan makisama because you're needed in the organization. So, may gano'n naman, pero syempre, hindi naman dapat gano'n. So, kamhasip na composite team para ma-address yung problem ng one-man team. Kasi it takes a composite member coming from different department to drive the culture of that hazard analysis and critical control point program. Critical control point. Hindi pwedeng isa lang ang gagawa, hindi talaga uubra. Hindi mo ma-achieve yung effective implementation. Kunwari na-achieve mo, babalik ka sa 37.5 degrees pag may audit. Diba? Babalik ka sa marami kang doktor, ayaw na nga natin doon. So it needs a composite team, a steering committee, to drive effectively the implementation of this food safety system. That is actually basic. If you will achieve the highest standard, which is the current compliance requirement of multinational sector today. The Food Safety System Certification or the ISO 22000-2018 version. Ganun na tayo ngayon. That's the recent requirement na. Nag-umpisa siya sa 3.0 ng 2010, naging 3.1 ng 2011, naging 4.0 ng 2016, naging 4.1 ng 2018. Pandemic, hindi nagpatinag si ISO ISO Foundations, the National Organization for Standardization and FSSC, bumanat ng FSSC 5.0 in 2020. And in 2021, nag 5.1. Then recently, last April 1, this is now the mandate. For all of you that achieved already 5.1 certification against FSSC last year, you are mandated to transition to FSSC 6.0 sa susunod ng audit this year, superseding the 5.1. And the peculiarity about this 6.0 is that food safety culture, kailangan ma-embed not just the food safety program, sustainability. Yung mga lectures kanina, yung mga sa refrigeration and the solar system, that is a plus in sustainability. So yan na yung mga magkakapatid na requirement na hinahanap sa 6.0 and the zero food loss and zero food waste. Na sinabi rin kanina ni Sir na maraming nasasayang sa audit ng food safety now, binibigyan na siya ng DA ng mga auditor. Pag walang programa na nakita gano'n, ginagawa nilang audit finding specific to additional requirement pertaining to food safety, culture, sustainability, and drive ng food safety laws and zero food waste. Yan na siya. Yan na siya. Ay matatapang ang auditor, talaga namang nagbabagsak. Okay? So this is how to do it. So if your organization today is a compliant to only GOP, your organization is 10 years late or outdated to food safety global programs. If your organization is certified to HACCP, you are 7 years delayed to achieving your FSSC certification. 7 years gap versus industry requirements on food safety. If you want to be a preferred supplier, kaya mo ba yan gawin? Ma'am, is there a way to meet the gap? That 7-year gap, is there a way? We want to penetrate the local multinational. We want to be big names in business organization. Kaya ba yan? GMP HACCP lang po kami. Dalawa ulit ang sagot ko, yes at saka no. Depends on you guys. Yes, if you will take the captain's role. Okay ba yun? If you will begin, or if top management commitment is present, and directionally set the goal to achieve this. No, if top management will not be interested to put a food safety as a priority in their business direction. However, your client will be limited only, and eventually will look into players that are most recent specific to food safety. Titingnan nila yung FSSC suppliers because this is now the recent level of compliance. That is the realization for now. So you cannot survive if you are only GMP certified. Hindi na siya tinitingnan na requirement ng multinational. It's the FSSC. And the only way to do it is do the start. Press the button, be the captain of the ship, take the captain's role. And organizationally, directly drive the achievement of food safety and quality. Forget about cost. Hindi po totoo mahal ang food safety program. In fact, it is a cost-saving controls. If your brain powers will focus on continual improvement, that is increasing your operational efficiency. Kapag ka non-compliant kayo, marami kayong safety issues, yung mga brain powers nyo, minsan kapag ka, well, malimit, kapag ang may-ari pinapatawag ng client, yung brain power niya, nafo-focus sa pag-fix ng error. Di ba sayang? na-fix na non-conformity. Imagine, kung walang non-conformity at rework na i-fix ang mga brain cells nyo, mafo-focus siya sa iterative process ng continual improvement. Ano pa ang pwedeng gawin to drive a very big business direction? Diba? So in essence, it's not mahal. It's actually a cost-saving measure. This is, push the trainee at the start. Kasi syempre, yung top management, siya mag-approve ng budget. So, coming here today, with all those benefits that I shared to you, I am confident na hindi nyo na iisipin na mahal yung compliance. Kasi ang daming business benefits na. Then after that, tuturuan na yung mga tao nyo in terms of organizational knowledge, bringing in experts. Let your experts do the gap analysis kung wala kayong expert. Or kung mayroon kayong mga technical or composite team in your organization, send them to experts para mag-attend ng mga ganitong pag-aaral. Para matutunan nila how to do it right, specific to documentation. Then after documentation, 1 month is training to 3 months. Actually, kapag ka nagtitraining, usually, may mga realization na yung mga tao nyo dyan. Nakikita nila yung mga gaps na within their processes. So, i-fix na agad nila yan. Kasi natuto na sila eh. Kasi tayo naman, basta turuan lang ng tama, nagtatrabaho eh. Kasi we need to contribute, no? Para maramdaman natin yung value natin sa organization. Then, documentation. Then, system implementation. In between system implementation, magpapa ng self-assessment kayo dun sa mga naturuan ng standards. Then, i-release ang report kung ano yung gap. Then, you need to address the gap through compliance based on requirements na natutunan nyo na nire-require ng standards. So, di ba? Madali lang. Yeah, this is how to do it. So, syempre, recent version is FSSC, no? 6.0. Yan ang mindset ng mga may-ari because you need to drive bigger, you need to catch a business direction na mabilis, na no question, with high confidence, specific to food safety and quality compliance. Ganon siya ang approach. The captain shall select the standard. Siyempre, magagaling din yan sa due diligence, business requirements, and your own system na gusto nyo magpasikat, gusto nyo mag-comply. So, kayo, get the highest version. Then to achieve the highest version, may mga sama-sama yan. Dapat may HACCP ka, may GMP, may PRP, may allergen management, may food safety culture program na kailangan hindi culture ang dinadrive, hindi lang programa. Behavioral, yung kahit walang nakatingin, gagawa ng tama, maghuhugas ng kamay. Yung kahit hindi sinisita, nakita yung candy wrapper, pinupulot, that is culture. Yung tipo na nakakita ng kasamahan, non-compliant, uy pare, mali yan. That is actually culture. Hindi program na, kasi yan daw talaga masusunod eh. That's passé. That's obsolete. Culture na ngayon ang dapat i-drive. And that starts from the captain. Then reviewing of the existing program, then this chunk, the documented information, then internal audit. That's the stage 1. Then develop performance measures. Sa context ng quality management system, sa corporate world, it's KPI. Yung mga metrics on quality, service quality, yan yung i-drive dyan. But in the context of food safety, it's the food safety of policy driven by measurable food safety objectives. Kasi sa quality, it's quality management objective, supported, quality policy supported by your quality system objective, which is client's requirements, regulatory requirements, from the principle of meeting the client's requirements to achieving the 5.0, 1 to 5 customer satisfaction. 5 as the highest. Yun yung context na if you want to develop a performance measure that is innate in itself, is effective, and can be verified. Training the staff. Once you train the staff, mabilis nyo nang ma-drive ang system. Implement the system, monitor performance, i-report during management review, where top management, the owners from top and the process owners shall be present during the management review. Then, for any deviation noted, corrective action. Corrective action is not because you want to punish somebody. This is an opportunity for continual improvement. Kaya po, may corrective action. It's a continual improvement measure. Then, the green one, you can achieve compliance. That's how to do it. Ano ba ito? Ayaw mag-click. Ayan. Basic tips to do it right. Begins with top management commitment through setting up food safety and quality organizational structure. Owners to take the captain's role. Kayo talaga po ang magdadrive niyan. Kayo po talaga yung pupulot ng candy wrapper. Papakita niyo sa mga tao niyo that you're very serious about it. Kasi pag hindi niyo kayang kainin, yung pinroduce nyo na product, for instance, manufacturing kayo, at hindi nyo kayang kainin, yung pinroduce na product sa planta nyo, madumi ang planta nyo. Hindi nyo siya kayang kainin. But, pag nakaya mo siyang kainin, alam mo, every step of the process, alam mo ang hazard na, alam mo kung paano mo nilatagan ng procedure to achieve food safety and quality. Tama? Diba? Top management being the champion of food safety and quality to create the culture na program. Quality and food safety program is not expensive. It is a cost-saving controls. Misnomer yung mahal. It's a cost-saving measures because when you do a lot of rework, when you do a lot of recall, yun ang mahal. When you're trying to fix all non-conformities through band-aid solutions day-to-day, sayang ang energy, sayang ang utak na pwede naman ipag-isip ng mga continual improvement program or lean approach to making it effective in terms of operations without sacrificing the food safety and quality requirements. Now, let me go through this video. This is the formula kung bakit maraming organization na ngayon na handle ng network ko na certificated against 6.0. That Jollibee Worldwide Services is the first in the world that achieved the FSSC 6.0 last April 15 to 18. Ibinababa pa lang siya ng ISO ng April 1, ipina-audit ko na siya ng April 15. And it's not only auditing the FSSC 6.0, it is alongside with the other standards globally. The Quality Management System or the ISO 9001-2015, alongside with the ISO 14000-2015 and ISO 45000-2018, banking and security, sustainability, food loss, and zero food waste. So, diba, it's an objective evidence. And this drives cost reduction, process consistency, reduction in rework, siyempre, zero complaint. Happy naman kayo, diba? Diba, ang lalaki na ng mga chicken joy namin. Diba, happy? Sobrang laki, diba? Brand protection, and of course, customer confidence. And this is my sharing to you about how top management of different organizations that are present here take the captain's role. Let's watch this. May isa. Saglit lang.
FSSC 5.1 certified. RCS naman is fully committed for the food safety and quality initiatives. We are already at FSSC 5.1 certified as well as ISO 14,000 and 45,001.
The whole team is very committed for food safety and
Fast.
quality. Of course, this is a way of life. We commit that to correct all those challenges.
GenSec has recently create the Food Safety Organization.
In line naman po sa pag-integrate po ng food safety culture, rest assured po na committed po to carry out po yung whole organization in terms of food safety po.
As we have committed to you that we are growing with Jollibee, we will also abide with all the requirements of our clients. So we have identified that there will be 3 depots who will be undergoing the FS audit certification for this year.
Even if yung other depots na wala JWSL, gusto niyang approach is i-apply din kung ano yung nasa FSSC standard map.
We will continuously make improvements and most especially adapt this food safety culture across our organization.
That's 2023. You have the 2024? That's the 2023. So today, 2024, all those organizations committed to achieving from 3 to 7 sites, then doing the integrated management system. So, worldwide approach, the JWSL Total Network specific to FSSC is the first in the world, followed by the multi-site certification that is first in Asia Pacific that is received by Gentech Group. So, for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here this time. So we'd like to call in the Vice President of CCAP. Thank you so much for being